All right, so we're starting. Let me go to gallery view. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Dekyi-Lee.
All right. How many have we got here? Let's go gallery. Can you let me know, Minoshi or Dave, how many people we've got here and when to start?
We have 27.
Yeah, 27. And
Okay.
You're welcome to start anytime.
We're ready to go. Okay. All right. Okay. So thanks everybody for coming to this afternoon. I'm Dekyi-Lee Oldershaw. I've got a bit of a cold, so we're wondering whether it's White Tara manifesting as Kermit the Frog or Kermit the Frog pretending he's White Tara. Anyway, hopefully my voice ends up like a Disney princess by the end of this thing. So thank you for coming. What I'm going to do today is pretty much review what Geshe spoke about this morning. And I'm just thinking before I start, so we'll do the sadhana, but I'll be emphasizing what he worked on. I'm wondering if first, I can't seem to get the full gallery view for some reason.
Maybe I should do that. Because I've got you spotlighted. I wonder if that's affecting you.
Yeah.
I can undo that.
Could you
Yep.
do what I can to see the gallery?
Right.
Terrific. That's perfect. Thank you, everybody. So I'm just going to ask a question, and most of you can see there's a place to raise your hand somewhere down below in where can you
it's at the bend at the bottom. There's in my case it's between the heart and the share symbol. It's a place where you can raise hand. There's a band of icons at the very bottom.
Okay, if anybody can find that, or physically turn on your video so I can see you momentarily. And what I would like to do is just differentiate who we've got here, because that might change the way I'm doing things. So I want to make this work for you. And it'll help Anna tomorrow and also Paula on the third day. So either use your hands up or put your hand up. Okay, so could you raise your hand if you're new to this sadhana? And you may not have gotten the initiation yet. Just raise your hand and I'll direct it so that you can do it with. So in this case, you're imagining this happening at your crown or in front of you. And Dave, I've been spotlighted, so I lost everybody.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
Okay. So there's a couple that I see. I'll check again. All righty. Thank you for that. Just take down your hand, Rob. Could you just raise your hand if you had an initiation recently? Okay, I'll go because I keep getting them. All right, thank you. So that's a good part of us. Okay, and put your hand down again. A little bit of hand yoga before we start. The third is, could you put up your hand if you've been a practitioner of White Tara for a good period of time or are familiar with it? Just put up your hand if you're not on video. We got a one-fingered one, Neil. Is that a yes or a no? Thank you. All right. Okay, that lets me know what we're playing with. Thank you, everybody. So here we go. We're ready to dance.
particularly, I think, just to confirm for everybody, you'd asked that we showed the sadhana most of the time. Because you said, yeah, there's not much to look at when looking at you. So just show the sadhana. Is that right?
Yep, and we'll throw in an image of Tara when we're needing her.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Yep. And Paula Chinchester, who's on the third day, who I've been doing White Tara with for years now, has recommended a particular tonka because Geshe was saying it's really good to have a tonka if you can afford it. And so that's going to be posted so that if you want it, it's a free download on the artist's website. So we'll get that to you. All right. So as I go through today, this is what it looks like. This is the one she thinks is the most beautiful. Okay. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through the sadhana, emphasizing what Geshe-La's done as well. I'll be leaving out the parts he did. He did leave out today. And Annie, when she does it tomorrow, will be doing more of it as Geshe-La will have covered more of the commentary. Is that okay with everybody? Okay, so we'll just really emphasize what he did the commentary for. Okay. All right. So if you can just start by relaxing yourself, bringing your focus to center. As you're sitting there, just imagine you're growing roots deep into the earth, which allows your energy systems to move more light around through the channels. As you breathe, you can just put your hands on either side of your belly and just breathe into your belly and feel your hands just expand as you breathe. Right down into your belly. Expand it till you feel your hands just spreading out a little. And take a few breaths with your hands on your diaphragm. And breathe into your diaphragm. Feel your hands again spreading and contracting. Breathing right out. And then place your hands on either side of your chest. And breathe into your chest and feel them expand. You can feel the shoulders kind of moving back and forward. On either side of your upper chest. And with the next breath, try breathing first into your belly, then your diaphragm, then your upper chest in the same breath. And I learned this from Paula. She said, if you do that, you'll have the right meditation posture. Just imagine first that the environment you're in, your apartment, house, whatever, dissolves and manifests as a pure land, a Buddha field. Use your imagination to embellish it, make it beautiful. Incredibly precious. Knowing that it's the results of Tara's, the realizations of wisdom and compassion, taking the form of all these beautiful lakes and trees and nature, pure ground in this Buddha field. And just imagine, just asking why are we doing this? It's to help dispel obstacles for the Dalai Lama and other great holy beings. So they can find fulfillment of their own Dharma wishes. And we're doing this for ourselves as well, for perfect human rebirth, to seize the essence of what we have left of that rebirth, the preciousness of it. We're doing it for longevity, long life. Like Tara is the queen of long life deities. She's also the deity of wisdom. And that helps manifest practical enjoyments, food, everything practical we need to do these practices, to become liberated and enlightened in this perfect human rebirth. We're also doing it for wisdom, the effect of the law of cause and effect. We need it to discern. And there's many other qualities that come with this practice. So feel a sense of gratitude for the opportunity to do this in a retreat with a great wisdom being, Geshe Sonam, guiding us. And imagine the refuge field. The Buddha field. The four-petaled lotus in the center of this wish-fulfilling tree in the middle of this vast lake. But we take refuge I and all living beings, as extensive as space, from today on until the essence of enlightenment is achieved, take refuge in the glorious holy gurus. Take refuge in the fully accomplished Buddhas. Take refuge in the holy Dharma. Take refuge in the Supreme Assembly. I take refuge in the Venerable White Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel, the complete entourage of deities. And Geshe explained that on this tree is this four-petaled lotus with Buddha Shakyamuni and other masters on the right petal, with the Dharma jewel and texts beautifully wrapped in the back petal. The Sangha on the left, thinking of all the great teachers, panditas, scholars and gurus in the Tibetan tradition as well. And in the front, White Tara, who embodies all Buddhas, all deities. So twice more, I and all living beings, as extensive as space from today on until the essence of enlightenment is achieved, take refuge in the glorious holy gurus. Take refuge in the fully accomplished Buddhas. Take refuge in the holy Dharma. Take refuge in the Supreme Assembly. I take refuge in the Venerable Lady White Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel, and the complete entourage of deities. I and all living beings as extensive as space, from today on until the essence of enlightenment is achieved, take refuge in the glorious holy gurus. Take refuge in the fully accomplished Buddhas. Take refuge in the holy Dharma. Take refuge in the Supreme Assembly. I take refuge in the Venerable White Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel, and the complete entourage of deities. I prostrate and take refuge in the Holy Guru and the three precious jewels. Please bestow your blessings on my mind stream. Generation of the mind of enlightenment, in order to attain the fully accomplished state of a Buddha, for the sake of all living beings, I'll enter into the sadhana of the White Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel. In order to attain the fully accomplished state of a Buddha, for the sake of all living beings, I'll enter the sadhana of White Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel. In order to attain the fully accomplished state of a Buddha, for the sake of all living beings, I'll enter into the sadhana of White Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel. And what we're adding to this sadhana is instantaneously I arise as White Tara. The reason for this, so she can bless the offerings, to prepare for guests who are invited as objects of enjoyment. And blessing the offering. Before we do that, the refuge field all dissolved into us. And imagine that this arises joy and bliss. Just think of the most blissful moment you've ever experienced and multiply by 10. See if you can embody that. This, we understand the nature of all phenomena. And it arises as the deity. As with our Guru Yoga, we can do this. For others, simply imagine it on your crown or in front of you. The mind of enlightenment arises as the deity. For others who've got initiation. And blessing the offering. Om Vajramrita Kundalini Huna Huna Hompe. Hana Hana Hompe. Om Vajramrita Kundalini Hana Hana Hompe. Just imagining the offering vessels blessed with blessed water in the vase that's blessing them first before we offer them. That's purifying. Om Sabhawa Shuddha Sarva Dharma Sabhawa Shiddoham. And with this mantra, brings in the selflessness of the person and phenomena, and which dissolve into emptiness, and out of emptiness from 8 Om syllables appear spacious, extensive, jeweled vessels, inside of which the syllables Om transform into different offering substances, which are clear, unobstructed, and as extensive as space. Om Argyamahum, Om Pajamahum, Om Pupeyahum, Om Dupeyahum, Om Alakeyahum, Om Gandeyahum, Om Nudeyahum, Om Shaptaahum. So what we're doing now is we're becoming Tara, and at the same time inviting Tara. I instantly become the Venerable Tara. The syllable Tam at my heart emanates rays of light, inviting from her Potala abode, the Lady Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel, surrounded by the assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space above. The light dissolves back into my heart. We make prostrations. Gods and asuras with their crowns bow down to your lotus feet. I prostrate to Mother Tara, the one who rescues from all needs. And imagine offering prostrations, full-length prostrations we can do visually. And now that we bless the water, we can now bless the offerings with it. Om Guru Arya Tara Sapare Ware Agyam Pratitsam Soha. Om Guru Arya Tara Sapare Ware Pajam Pratitsam Soha. Om Guru Arya Tara Sapare Ware Pupe Pratitsam Soha. Om Guru Arya Tara Sapare Ware Dupe Dupe Pratitsam Soha. Om Guru Arya Tara Sapare Aloke Pratitsam Soha. Om Guru Arya Tara Sapare Ware Gandhi Pratitsam Soha. Om Guru Arya Tara Sapare Ware Nude Pratitsam Soha. Om Guru Arya Tara Sapare Ware Shabda Pratitsam Soha. Taking the bodhicitta vow. For those with bodhicitta vows, otherwise, simply wait and join us. I take refuge in the three jewels. I regret all my unwholesome deeds. I rejoice in the merit of all beings. I will hold bodhicitta until enlightenment. I take refuge until complete enlightenment in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, in order to fulfill the purpose of myself and others. I generate the mind of enlightenment. Having generated the mind of enlightenment, I invite all living beings as my guests. I'll remain in this excellent conduct of the Bodhisattvas. Thereby, may I achieve the state of a Buddha in order to benefit all living beings. Take a moment to feel the impact of those vows, how important they are. Feel the courage it takes to live those vows. Incredible joy, bliss, wisdom. Next, the four measurables. And feel this from your heart as you're doing it. May all living beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. And this we can all do. May all living beings be endowed with happiness and the cause of happiness. May all living beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. May all living beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all living beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all living beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all living beings be endowed with the happiness that's free from suffering. May all living beings be endowed with the happiness that's free from suffering. May all living beings be endowed with the happiness that's free from suffering. And may all living beings remain in a state of equanimity, free of attachment for those they hold close and aversion for those they keep distant. May all living beings remain in a state of equanimity, free of attachment for those they hold close and aversion for those they keep distant. And take a moment to simply meditate, feel those immeasurables in the world. Wishing them for those close to you, those you have an aversion to, or those you feel nothing for. Open your mind, open your heart. Feel your bodhicitta move out into the world. And the mantra, the selflessness of person and then phenomena. Om Sabhava Shuddha Sawadharma Sabhav Shuddhoham. And all of this dissolves into emptiness. purifies your own body, speech, and mind, invites deities to become one with you and the front generation as well. And out of emptiness, from the syllable palm, comes a white lotus. And from ah, a moon disk, on top of which is my own consciousness in the form of a white syllable tom, emanating rays of light, accomplishing the purpose of beings. And just imagine feeling those light, fulfilling that wish. Moving out, helping to accomplish the purpose of all beings. And this we've added today. The light collects back, and I become the venerable wish-fulfilling wheel with a white body, one face, and two arms. My right hand is in the gesture of supreme giving. My left hand is at my heart and holds between the thumb and the ring finger the stem of a upala flower that blossoms at the level of my ear. It has 3 blossoms. The center one is in full bloom, the right one having already blossomed and gone to fruit, and the left one not yet opened. These 3 syllables, these 3 symbolize the Buddhas of the 3 times, past, present, and future. And I'm adorned with jewel ornaments and clad in a variety of silken garments. My upright body is supported by a moon disk, and I'm seated in the Vajra position. At my crown is a white Om. At my throat, a red Ah. At my heart, a blue Hum. And at my heart, on a moon disk, is the white syllable Tam. We're on page 7 now, which emanates rays of light, inviting from Patala Buddha field in the south, the venerable wish-fulfilling wheel, surrounded by assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Zahum Bam Ho. They become non-dual. And again, rays of light emanate from the syllable at my heart, inviting the initiating deities. Please bestow on me the initiation. Well, we're already risen as the holy being, White Tara, or she's in front of us. Here we're being blessed by initiating deities. Please bestow on me the initiation. Om Sarva Tathagata Abhishekata Samaya Shriya Om. And just imagine the wisdom nectar filling your body. My body's filled, purifying all stains. The excess nectar overflowing from my crown transforms into a Buddha Amitabha. Red in color. We're blessing the offerings. Om Vajra Amrita Kundalini Hana Hana Hum Pe. Om Sabhava Shuddha Sarva Dharma Sabhava Shuddho Hum. Out of the emptiness from 8 Om syllables appear spacious, extensive jeweled vessels, inside of which the syllables Om transforms into different offering substances, which are clear, unobstructed, and as extensive as space. Blessing these offerings. Om Argyamahu, Om Pajamahu, Om Pupeyahu, Om Dupeyahu, Om Alakeyahu, Om Gandeyahu, Om Nudeyahu, Om Shaptaahu. And now we make these offerings. Om Aryatara Saparivarge Argyam Pratitsam Soha. Om Aryatara Saparivarge Pajam Pratitsam Soha. Om Tara Turtari. Om Aryatara. Om Aryatara Saparivarge Pupe Pratitsam Soha. Om Aryatara Saparivarge Dupe Pratitsam Soha. Om Aryatara Saparivarge Aloke Pratitsam Soha. Om Aryatara Saparivarge Gande Pratitsam Soha. Om Aryatara Saparivarge Nude Nude Pratitsam Soha. Om Aryatara Saparivarge Shabda Pratitsam Soha. And prostrating in her praises, I prostrate to Mother Tara, the liberator of beings from existence, the one who liberates from the 8 worldly fears with Tutara, freeing from all illnesses with Ture. All the wisdom and activities of compassion of the extensive Buddhas appears in the form of the extremely beautiful goddess, bestowing longevity and supreme attainments to a great number of beings. I prostrate to the one who's extremely white and holds a nupala in her hand. And imagine at the heart center of yourself, visualized as Arya White Tara, or on your crown or in front of you, is an 8-spoked wheel with a hub and 3 rims. Geshe went into a lot of detail about this. At the center is a moon disk, and there's my own mind as a white tom encircled by the mantra for increase. Om Tara Tutare Ture Mama Arya Punya Jana Pushtum Kriye So Ha. And then in the next ring we got 8 spokes coming out from those other 2 seed syllable and mantra. Tare, Tutare, Ture Soha. We're leaving off the Om. So these are on each spoke, a syllable on each spoke. Then on the inner ring, the inner wheel, the vowels are placed counterclockwise and moving counterclockwise. Om, e, u, re, li, e, o, om, soha. Just doing these slower than normal. Just visualize these moving clockwise. Then the middle ring, or rim, the consonants are arranged clockwise. Om, ka, ga, na, cha, na, ta, na, ta, na, na, baba, ma, rala, no, sorry, yara, lava, saha, sha, Soha. And the outer ring is the mantra of the essence of dependent arising, arranged clockwise. Omye Darta Hetu, Prabhava Hetu Teshan, Tatagato, Havadat, Teshan Cha, Yo, Niroda Evam, Vadi, Maha, Shramana, Yesoha. And then imagine a fence of Vajras. In the Galupa tradition, we're placing all this within two almost like hats, but they're more like the symbols we use for protector practices. And just imagine all these wheels and all sentient beings are protected within these. They're massive. Seed syllable and all the letters of the mantras are in the nature of light. 2 drops of nectar stream forth from the letters. At my crown is the Lord of the family, Lord Amityas, red in color, with 1 face and 2 arms, holding a golden vase filled with the nectar of immortality, in the gesture of meditative equipoise. Clad in silk and jeweled ornaments, he sits in the Vajra position. He's adorned at the heart with the red syllable Hri, from which hook-like red rays of light emanate in all 10 directions, collecting all of my life energies that have been robbed, stolen, or caused to be taken away, or scattered by humans and non-human beings, as well as the essence of the 5 great elements and the life energies and merits of all living beings, the brilliance and dignity of the 3 worlds, and so forth. Take a moment and imagine all this. These hook-like red light rays of light in all directions, collecting back your life essence, lost in others' lives, stolen, robbed, accidents, scattered. Incredible. Feel the amazement in your heart that this is possible, to draw all this back to benefit you in this life. You're bringing, these lights are going out and hooking in also the essence of the 5 great elements and the life energies and merits of all living beings. Huge. The brilliance and dignity of the 3 worlds, and so forth. We could spend an hour on this part of the sadhana. All the wealth and the goodness of existence, and the blessings of the body, speech, and mind of the gurus, Buddhas, and bodhisattvas are collected back in the form of nectar and rays of light in different colors. And they absorb into a vase in Amityas's hands. Just imagine that happening now. And by this absorption, the white nectar overflows and enters into my crown, opening, absorbing down into the wheel, the heart, absorbing into the mantra and the Tom seed syllable at my heart. and feel them being energized by this life force. This amazing energy. From that, rays of nectar flow down. They fill my entire body. My outer body is washed. The accumulation of unwholesome imprints and obscurations, illnesses, disturbances, and obstacles of life are cleansed. We need to move down the page. And purified, thus restoring my life energies, merits, and broken vows and commitments. And I attain the siddhi of immortality. And just take a moment to feel that. Imagine as well as you can what the siddhi of immortality would feel like. Your life energies are completely restored from all these other past lives, experiences. The elements in your body are restored. All broken vows are cleared, commitments. Now they're restored again. And moving on to the mantra for increase. And while we're reciting this mantra, we're imagining the mantra garland at our heart, purifying the body, purifying first inside our body, and then outside with the shorter Om Tara Tutari mantra. So we'll start with White Tara's mantra, purifying the inside. Om Tara Tutari Turi Mama Arya Punyajana Pushtam Kriye Soa. Om Tara Tutari Turi Mama Arya Punyajana Pushtam Kriye Soa. Om Tara Tutari Turi Mama Arya Punyajana Pushtam Kriye Soa. And just continue this for a while. Purifying the body, feeling light everywhere within. Tari tari mama arya puni jana pushum kuye soha. And then the mantra outside, blessing outside, is Om Tara Tutari Tari Soha. Om Tari Tutari Tari Soha. Om Tara Tutari Tari Soha. And just imagine that you're blessing everything outside of these mantras, blessing all sentient beings, all environments. Om Tara Tutari Tari Soha. Om Tara Tutari Tari Soha. Om Tara Tutari Tari Soha. Tartary soul, tartary soul, tartary soul, tartary soul, tartary. Om tare tutare tare soha. And then purifying. Om Padma Sattva Samaya Manupalaya Padma Sattva Denopatita Dido Meboa Sutakayo Meboa Zupokayo Meboa Anorecto Meboa Sawa Siddhi Me Prayata Sarakama Tutsame Sitam Shriam Kurum Ha 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 Ho Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Padma Mami Mutsa Padma Bawa Maha Samaya Sattva Whatever mistakes I've made because of not knowing or lacking ability, or not finding the proper materials, please be patient with these. Offerings Om Arya Tara Saparewari Argyam Pajam Pupe Dupe Aloke Gande Nude Shapta Pratitsam Soha. All the wisdom and activities of compassion of the extensive Buddhas, appearing in the form of the extremely beautiful goddess, bestowing longevity and supreme attainments to a great number of beings. I praise the one who's extremely white and holds Upala in her hand. And then we move to page 18. Page 18 starts with from the syllables at my heart. There we go. From the syllable at my heart, rays of light emanate. All the container and contained dissolve into light and absorb into the brownish circle. The 6 circles in the protection wheel dissolve into stages from outer to inner. The protection wheel also dissolves into me. I absorb into the wheel into the mantra rings, the rings into the tom, which dissolve by stages into emptiness. Out of emptiness, I arise as the Lady Tara, marked at the crown with an Om, at the throat with an Ah, and the heart with a Hum. In dedication, through the merit collected by this practice, may I attain the state of Venerable Tara and lead all living beings without exception to her state of enlightenment. When the signs of untimely death appear, by instantly seeing the form of wish-fulfilling wheel, White Tara, the power of the Lord of Death is eliminated. May I swiftly attain the state of knowledge holder of immortality. Through the roots of merit accumulated by this meditation, recitation, praises, and offerings to the Venerable Tara, may all obstacles, interferences, evils, and disturbances be pacified. And may I enjoy the glory of immortality. By merely seeing your body, hearing your speech, and remembering you, all signs of untimely death are destroyed. In all my lifetimes, may I be guided by the Venerable Tara, and may I enjoy the holy Dharma. May I swiftly attain the activities of pacification, increase, power, and destruction, the 8 CDs and so forth. May I quickly attain all the common and supreme attainments, and may all my wishes, my hopes and wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Whoever holds this sweet dew of nectar of immortality, the sadhan of the white upala flower, in the palms of their hands respectfully, Aryatara will rejoice in that fortunate being. And Dave's going to put up dedications that we can follow. And I'll do these in both Tibetan and English. Jangchu Semchung Rinpoche, Make Panam Geguchi, Kepanyampa Mepayi, Gone Gondu Pelwa Sho. May the precious supreme bodhicitta, not yet born, arise. May that arisen not decline, but increase more and more. May the precious view of emptiness, not yet born, arise. May that arisen not decline, but increase more and more. Samsara and nirvana lack true existence. Oh, no, lack even an atom of inherent existence. And cause and effect independent arising or unbetraying. I seek your blessing to discern the meaning of Nagarjuna's thought, that these two are mutually complementary and not contradictory. Dedicate in the same way as all the Buddhas in the past and the Bodhisattvas in the past have done. I fully dedicate all these virtues to be able to train just like the hero Manjushri, who knows reality, and just like Samantabhadra as well. I fully dedicate all my roots of virtue, with the dedication praised as the best, by all the gone beyond victorious ones of the 3 times, in order to have good conduct. I'll do this in Tibetan and English. Gongri Wawe Korwe Jin Council, Bendam Dewa Malu Jungwe Ne, Genri Zigwan Tenzin Gyatso Yi, Shape Site Bardu Tenjochi. In the lands encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. And for His Holiness's wishes to be spontaneously fulfilled. Savior of the land of snow's teachings and transmigratory beings, who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness and compassion. To the lotus holder, Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And take a moment to send out prayers for Lama Zopa Rinpoche's swift return. And just feel that in your heart, in words that work for you. And for those that are new, thus that are unaware, we lost our beloved Lama Zopa Rinpoche, head of our organization internationally, our main spiritual guide. I'm just wishing for a swift return in a form that benefits all of us, all beings, and all realms. And feel for a moment your wishes for the world at this time. Feeling that what appears in the news, what appears next door, what appears in your own living room. It's all an appearance of bliss and emptiness. Feel your commitment to become enlightened in this lifetime so that you can help all these other beings that are part of this to realize this as well. And ask for Arya Tara, White Tara's assistance as well with this. Take a deep breath. And stretch your legs, stretch your back. And we'll take some time. I think we've got till 2:30. And just sit for a moment and just feel what this feels like coming from this, knowing that when we do sadhana like this is what we're doing on the cushion. And when we're coming out of it, we're still manifesting it, only we're manifesting it with the appearance of our living room, of our neighborhoods, of the people around us. Just feel as you move into your world after 2:30, here in our time, whatever the time that is there, that every being who comes across you is going to be blessed by this. Every dog that walks by. You become a walking blessing for others. So it's a question of what's the appearance? You in your human body, or you as White Tara? The appearance is us in our ordinary body that functions to work in this world, but is able to bless it as well. Just consider, we're going to open up the space. If anyone has any questions, any queries, and also we're going to open up the space if anyone feels they have the answer for that as well. We've got Marta. So there's a hands up icon. Again, Dave, could you explain how to do that?
Good afternoon. Can I do the question?
I think so.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I want to ask you in the
Somewhere
visualization.
down on the bar below.
Yeah, there's a place for hands. Sorry, I guess
we
we
got
want to do that, but
Marta
Marta's,
first.
yeah,
We've
Marta's
got then
first.
Donna.
Yep.
Anyone else have any question or query?
Okay, go ahead, Marta.
Okay.
in the
So
visualization.
can we start with Donna?
Oh, Donna? Okay, pardon me.
Okay,
Yes, hi. I just had a quick
okay, Donna, you're
question.
unmuted.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to make sure Akshobhya and Amitabha, are they the
Hey,
same?
Donna,
Just
what's your
oh,
question?
can you hear me?
I'm not
I can
hearing
hear
you.
you. Can you,
Oh.
Dekyi-Lee?
I don't think Dekyi-Lee can hear.
Can you hear Donna, Dekyi-Lee? Oh, I don't know if she's hearing us either.
Hey, Donna, your
Uh,
mic doesn't seem to be on.
Yeah, okay.
Can't hear you. Okay,
Putting in the chat.
while you sort that out, we can go to Marta.
In the visualization, can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't think Dekyi-Lee's hearing any of us. So I just put a note in the chat.
Marta, can you unmute? Okay, for some reason, I'm not hearing you.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Dekyi-Lee, how do we, maybe we have to call her. I put a note in the chat, but maybe,
Maybe
don't think
Marta, maybe you could put your question in the chat
yeah, that
Okay.
might work.
and then
Yeah.
she'll be able to read it. Yeah,
Okay.
if you put your
I'm
questions
not
in the
hearing
chat.
anything.
Yeah, we know. I'm going to try calling Dekyi-Lee.
Okay, I think I can do it now.
Ah, okay.
Okay, I can hear you now, Marta. Can you, or Donna, or, sorry.
Okay. Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now. We'll come back to you, Donna.
Okay. And in the visualization, when you say when Geshe says to visualize, Buddha Shakyamuni at the right and the lamas at the left, correct? I'm
No,
sorry,
Lama's in the center. The Sangha on the right. Sorry, Sangha on the left.
Buddha Shakyamuni.
Are you talking about the four-petaled lotus?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so on the right. Okay, hang on a second here. Just looking it up. I drew it. I did a really good drawing of it.
But my question is, I am not sure which is the right of the Buddha, or is the right of my root guru, or is the right of my eyes? I'm sorry. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think in the middle is the tom syllable. You as the tom syllable.
In the middle is our root lama, that is Tara.
All
In
right.
the middle is the root
And
lama.
and the seed syllable, all that is the seed syllable tam.
Well, but if I have you in front of me, but right now I have you in front of me. So you have a right and you have a left.
Yeah, I think
So,
this is the description of the field of accumulation at the very beginning, where we visualize before we receive the blessings in generative Vaitara. There's that the field of accumulation. So in the center is all of the gurus, right? That's what Geshe said this morning. And then so Martha's asking, and I don't know the answer myself. When Geshe said to the right is Buddha Shakyamuni, to the left is the Sangha, in the back is the Dharma, in the front is Tara. But who's right? Is it the Guru's right is where the Buddha is, or is it to our right where the Buddha is?
that is not my question.
No?
Because
Okay.
also he says at the left is Buddha Shakyamuni. At the right is the gurus, all the other beings, ¿verdad? A lot of beings. He mentioned a lot of beings. But he says Buddha Shakyamuni at the left, and at the right he says the other beings. But I'm not sure if I am showing you Dave right now. I am showing you. So is at your left or at my left? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
I am confused with that, but maybe I can ask Geshe-la later.
It's a great question, Marta.
I don't know if it's great, but I I don't know, because I say, should I see it that left or the left of the Buddha?
In other commentaries, it's when left and right is used, it's from the perspective of the central in front generation. So not our right or left, but right or left according to the central figure.
So we're imagining it opposite our own right and left.
Yeah, so it's in other commentaries, that's what I've noticed.
Okay.
So we see it the opposite.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's just according to the in front generation central figure.
So it's like put your eyes in the back of your head and then it'll be right, left.
Which I-
Ah.
yeah.
That's a good question, Marta. And we can double check for this, Sadan. We'll ask Geshe that question.
So in theater, stage left is the,
I'm sorry. All right, is this a question about the same thing, Emily?
sorry,
Okay, I think Dawn is next, and then we can go to Emily.
Okay, I just had a quick question. I wanted to make sure, is Amitabha and Amateus the same, different names for the same being?
My understanding is no.
Oh, okay.
My understanding is we have long life deities. Amitaeus is one, White Tar is another. She's the queen of them all. Amitabha is red, I understand. I don't know about Amitaeus. Anyone else can add to that?
Yeah, red. So in the Sadhana, they appear pretty much in the same place above the crown of the head. So Amitabha starts there first, and then later the name used is Amitayus. So one starts to wonder if they're the same or not because they it's Amitabha and then it becomes Amitayus, and they are very, very much related. They're both Buddhas of the Lotus family. They have slightly different aspects. Amitabha has the Supreme Nirmanakaya aspect, similar to Buddha Shakyamuni, different mudra. So the two palms in meditative equipoise and red in color, but otherwise the monk's robes. Whereas Amitayus has the Sambhogakaya form with all the ornaments and flowing scarves. And I think the one might say they're different aspects, but you can also think of them as having different spheres of activity. Amitayus specifically for long life, and Amitabha is the Buddha representing the Lotus family, the masculine aspect of the Lotus family deities. So they're very, 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 very much connected, but just how distinct they are. Maybe one is the Nirmanakaya aspect, the other is the Sambhoga aspect, and having different specializations. Anybody else have an idea?
I think
Annie, would you?
Amitayus is a manifestation of Amitabha.
Okay.
The name Amitabha means infinite light in Sanskrit, and Amitayus is for long life, infinite long life. And I think historically they got blended from being in reference, and so I think that's what causes a lot of the confusion about who is who.
Wow, thank you guys. That's great.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks, Donna. Emily.
no, I'm fine.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else got any question or something they'd like to clarify? Yes, Natalie.
Okay, thank you again, Dekyi-Lee. That was really amazing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. When I'm visualizing the initiating beings, I don't know what I'm supposed to be picturing. I'm just picturing a bunch of white tars because I didn't know what I was supposed to see.
Okay, so could you repeat that?
In the part when you're supposed to visualize the initiation beings,
Yes,
what do they look like? What am I visualizing?
it's a good question. I'm just going back to it. Does anybody know the answer to that off the top of their head? I'm just going to go back to it.
I think there are deities that you're inviting to give the initiation. And they are sometimes also called the wisdom beings, the jnana sattvas.
So are they part of the Lotus family? Or
They're
are they
not
just...
Mara.
Okay. Are they part of that
They
family, or are
are-
they just...
That I don't know, but I know that there are certain beings that give initiations, and they appear when you're asking for one, and that's what you requested. And then whatever it is that you're requesting to become, then that deity appears.
Thank you.
It's referring to other sadhanas, and maybe it's the same with Waitara. Sometimes they're referred to as the five mothers. So I think that could be then a reference to the feminine aspect of the five Buddha families. And they're holding vases which represent the purified five elements. And then those five nectars combine and shower into you and purify everything.
Perfect. Thank you. Anything else anyone would like to add to that? All right. Dave has his hand up.
Yeah, actually, I do. Oh, this is different, Dave? But I do have a question. I didn't have my hand up, but now I can put my hand up.
Which, okay. Okay, we have the hand up. Okay, we got one for Dave and we got one for Chung. Your name is covered by other things. So let's go to you.
Sorry, Chuck, why? Oh, sorry, his hand isn't up anymore as far as I can tell. Chong Fai Wong, did you have a question?
Please unmute.
No, sorry, I don't have question.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. So I had a question or comment or when Amitais is drawing in all the life essence, I feel it's a bit weird to be drawing in the life essence from all other sentient beings, and then that coming into me. So I hesitate a little bit about that. So I just wonder what to make of that.
I also had the same qualm. Interesting.
My initial, okay, this is intuitive, so I can't say it's from study. My intuitive feeling is that we're often doing this sort of thing where, it's in a lot of sadhanas where we're doing that and if we're thinking in a normal way, yes, we're robbing them of their life force that's sitting waiting for them if they ever discover it's out there for them. But we're also working in a realm where there isn't that limitation. And so we need to do this as White Tara rather than ordinary beings collecting back. So this is where sometimes my question comes in. When are we dropping our divine pride and working to benefit our ordinary selves versus being White Tara and having access to this unlimited benefit? And probably that's suggesting that life force is out there to draw back, but it's also there somewhere in the quantum field for everyone else to access as well if they want it. So it takes a lot of imagination.
The way I worked it out was that, okay, yeah, the Buddhas are happy to share. They've got unlimited life force. And that's what they've arrived at being Buddha, is to bless others. And so they're completely happy to share all of their life energy. But for sentient beings, I thought, okay, well, maybe rather than drawing back the life force of sentient beings, maybe it's a reflection of. So some kind of like that allows us to be inspired by the life force of all sentient beings as a reflection of the magnitude and the purity of the life force of other sentient beings, and that can reflect back to us nicely, but it's not taking anything.
Can I maybe add something?
Yeah, hi, Rachel.
Hi,
Sure.
everyone. Hi, Dekyi-Lee.
Mhm.
Intuitively, I did aren't we as Tara though, when we're doing the whole sadhana, offering longevity to all sentient beings? So intuitively, like if we're gathering all of that, aren't we also then at the same time offering it to all sentient beings, like basically back as White Tara? That's kind of where my thought was going.
That's a good point. That's another way,
That's
because
an excellent point.
it's not mentioned, but in sometimes, I mean, maybe it's here, but we haven't covered it yet. When we're reciting the mantra, we imagine all sentient beings in our heart receiving the nectar of the mantras. Particularly the ones saying Om Mani Padme Hum, according to some commentaries.
Yeah, that's probably where that thought comes from. But again, it's not from study, like Dekyi-Lee was just my own personal thought on it.
It's a great idea. So, Dave, could you formulate this as a question for Geshe, please?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'll send Kedra a message.
An excellent question.
Yeah.
And I had a question myself before we even started that I was asking with Annie and Dave and Minoshi of this dichotomy of being in the form of Tara, absolutely enlightened being, and then at various times in the sadhana manifesting an aspect of hindrances that need to be cleared. And so are we dropping divine pride momentarily while that purification and the light's doing its jobs, hooking back and clearing and all that stuff? So it seems to dance between being Tara and cleaning up the stuff our ordinary selves have accumulated. So I'd love to even ask, like in other sadhanas where when we're doing Vajrasattva or the Padma Sambhava mantra for purification, we're dropping our divine pride and purifying there, and then rebuilding our divine pride when we re-arise as the deity. So that's a question, please.
Sure. I'll put together some of these questions and send them over to Kedra.
All right. Anyone else?
I actually just received this book today, which I won't be able to read all by tomorrow, but it is called The Secret Revelations of Chintamani Tara, and it was translated by, it's by Pabanka Rinpoche, and it's translated by David Gonzalez, who was the translator for Trijang Rinpoche.
Wow.
I think that there might be some clarifications in there, but I'm not sure how much I can read by tomorrow to be of any help. But I was looking here because the subtitle is that it's a generation and completion stage practice.
Mm.
So I wonder if in the beginning we're in the generation stage.
Yeah.
And so then maybe we're not perfect yet,
Yeah. We're in the fake it till you make it stage.
That's why we need to practice.
Indeed.
If you don't mind giving us a link of where to get that on tomorrow in the
Oh,
chat.
yes. Yeah, I got it off of Wisdom, actually. But
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Okay.
It looks like Donna has a question.
Okay, Donna's hand has been up for the whole time, so I don't know if she has another one.
I
Donna?
do. I just have one more. Thanks.
Excellent.
Thank you. So when you read maybe in a sutra or story and it just says Tara, do you envision like white Tara because she's encompassing all the other Taras, or do you have any guidance of like when it just says Tara, what you should think of, sort of?
My way of doing it is that in this sadhana, I'm imagining any form of Tara as white Tara. I'm also aware they're embodying the 21 Taras, that all aspects of Tara are kind of part and parcel of any green, white, or whatever colored Tara we're working with. Anything anyone would like to add to that?
This is just an impression, but it seems to me like green Tara is often viewed as the central or the the coming together of, because when you're doing the 21 Tara practice, for example, green Tara is the one in the center. But as Dekyi-Lee is saying, it depends really what your focus is. If you're working in a generation practice of whichever deity, then that's that kind of everything else is an aspect of that particular guru Buddha deity that you're practicing.
All right. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
asking.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so we're out. We're finished with our time. Emily, have you got a quick question? Emily? Okay, I can't hear.
I can't hear her either.
Okay, so we'll finish.
There. Sorry.
Can you turn on the mic or ask a question?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I just have the green Tara that David was referring to on
Yes.
my fridge.
Yep.
That sorry.
Yep. So we'd be using that image that Dave flashed, and
Oh yeah.
and Paula Chinchester, who's here on Thursday, that's her favorite image of Tara.
Tuesday, actually. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's okay. Tuesday.
And it's quite beautiful. So the link to simply download this for free for personal use is there. Okay. So I'm going to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for practicing with me. Thanks for handling my froggy voice. I'll show up as a Disney princess voice another time. And thank you, Dave. Thank you, Manoshi. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Paul. And most especially, thank you, Geshe and Venerable Kadrup, for bringing this to us. We're just very lucky. We've got a very, very special Lama here. So, all the best. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Dekyi-Lee. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone for coming.
Take care.
Thank you.
Oh, Dekyi-Lee, I see your machine in the background.
Dave, can you stop the recording, please? Sorry.
Yeah. Recording.
Stop the live stream.